Hello and welcome to Radiant Mommy. My name is Ixiana and today I wanted to talk about a topic I think is in most mommies' minds often, especially during the holiday season, and that is diet. The word diet gets a very negative connotation in our culture, and I think a big part of it is that we associate diet with all the hardships of weight loss, calorie counting, and restrictions. When in reality, diet refers just to the foods that we eat on a regular basis to sustain life. So, in my mind, diet is not about counting calories or avoiding eating all the foods that you love or losing weight even. To me, diet is about sustaining and optimizing your health. So, I am not going to go into very specific details today about what goes into having a healthy diet. And that is because there's like a zillion diet trends out there. We have Atkins, we have keto, we have paleo, we have low food map diet, dash Mediterranean, you name it. There's a diet for almost anything out there. And while all of these diets can serve a purpose and they can be helpful to some people in different ways, the truth of the matter is that our diet should be as individual as we are. All of us are going to have different needs and there's not a one size fits all. We're all going to need different things. Therefore, our best diet is not going to look as somebody else's diet. My best diet is not necessarily going to look like yours. So it's important that we keep this in mind and we try to listen to our body and the bodies and the signs that the body gives us to indicate us if we are on the right track or not. If you tend to suffer from lots of allergies, if you can tend to get sick easily, if you have trouble losing weight, if you can't sleep, things like that are kind of an indication that you might be eating the wrong foods for you. So I recommend you to kind of like pay attention. That's one of the first things you can do to try to notice if your diet is taking you the way that you want to go. So like what I would like to talk about today is ways that you can use your diet and you can promote health by the way you eat or by the way you approach your diet. Number one is drink plenty of water. Water is essential to health, and water helps the body performs a ton of functions. Just a few of them are detoxification and transporting nutrients around and supporting cell integrity. So how much, we don't know exactly how much water you're supposed to eat. Again, this is going to depend on many factors. Your activity level, your weight, your physical condition, things like that are going to influence it. But as a general rule of thumb, it is suggested that you consume half your body weight in ounces of water. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, then you should be aiming to drink about 75 ounces a day. Now this number can be impacted depending if you consume lots of fruits and vegetables, then that number can be a little bit lower because fruits and vegetables are high in water content in general. So those are some things to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that sodas and alcohols and caffeine tend to dehydrate you. So if you consume any of those on a regular basis, it's important that you drink a little bit more water. The second thing that I would like to recommend is to eat a variety of real foods. And when I talk about real foods, I mean foods that don't have a long ingredient list. I'm talking about whole foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and things like that. When you go to the grocery store, this is probably something that you've heard before. If you stayed on the side parameters of the store, that's where you're going to find the types of food that are most healthful because they don't come in packages or cans or bottles, right? So try to incorporate more of those in your diet if you can. I know it can be difficult for some because we are so rushed and we are always trying to do things very quickly. So the prospect of like even making a salad might seem daunting to some. But it is very important for your health, which brings me to my next point, and that is that you should start preparing your own meals. This is very important, not only because you're going to know exactly what's in your food, but because it also helps you establish a healthier connection to eating. That doesn't have to do with just kind of like rushing and just taking whatever or grabbing something and eating in the car. it kind of slows you down a little bit when you have to do that. So if you do have a very hectic schedule and it's difficult for you to prepare every meal, what you can do is kind of plan ahead, and you can prepare some meals the day before. I try to do this if I know I'm going to be working and I'm not going to be at home. I'll try to prepare my lunch the night before and just leave it on the fridge so then I can take it out and take it with me. So the other good thing about this is if you have children, this is a wonderful thing to teach them. It is to teach them that they can prepare their own meals. It's very important in their journey to becoming self-sufficient, and it's also going to help them stay healthier. All right, so number 4, this is another huge one, and this one is super easy, and this is chew your food well. My stepdad used to say that you need to chew your food very well because your intestines have no teeth. And I used to think that was funny, but it's so true. If you don't chew your food properly before you swallow it, it makes it very difficult for your digestive system to break it down, and then in order for your body to get the nutrients out of it, it becomes way more difficult. And what's going to happen is that is in the long run, if you don't chew your food well and you're constantly putting that strain on your digestive system of breaking down big chunks of food, that's going to impact your system. It's going to eventually, it could lead to causing problems that will lead to allergies. And to top it all off, you won't be able to get the nutrition you think you're getting from your food, because even if you're eating something really healthy and you're not chewing it well, your body's not digesting it well, and then that means that nutrition does not get to the rest of your body. So it's counterproductive to eat very healthy, yet eat like really quickly and not barely chew your food and swallow it. Then you are hindering your chances at getting the best nutrition from your food. So like I said, this is a very simple one, but it does take time, and it does take being aware of it, because often we are in a rush, and this is very normal as mommies. We are making breakfast for the kids, we're preparing their lunches, and at the same time we're eating our breakfast. So we kind of forget what we're doing. So we're eating and we're not even paying attention. And this brings me to my last point, and that is that we should eat mindfully. We should enjoy our foods. I feel like this is a tradition that's been lost in our society, because it is not often that we just sit down, put a plate of food that we really enjoy in front of us, and then kind of like just experience the whole thing. We have a tendency to eat standing up, to eat in the car, to eat while we're doing something else. And all of these things are not only going to affect you physically, because like I said before, your body has trouble absorbing nutrients that have not been broken down properly through your mouth, but also because we have lost the connection to food. So then food becomes this thing that becomes a burden almost, right? Like when we think about diet and it's like so stressful, and it's because we don't have this connection with food. We don't enjoy it, or we don't love eating. And I think that's very, very important to health, both physical and emotional, and to get the best out of your nutrition. So I will suggest you to like kind of make a point to celebrate your meals, even if it's in just little ways, as just sitting down, looking at it, smelling it, or if it has lots of beautiful colors, like to acknowledge that and just say, oh my gosh, thank you, I love eating. As this is also a great thing to like pass down to your children, because you want them to have a healthy relationship with food too. So there you go. Those are 5 of my top habits that I would recommend for making the most out of your meals. I'm gonna run them down real quickly. 1 is drink plenty of water. Try to aim for half your body weight in ounces of water. Number 2, try to eat more whole, real foods versus their super processed counterparts. Number 3 is try to prepare your own meals. That's a one step to try to establish a better connection with foods. Number 4 is chew your food well. This takes so little time and so little effort, yet it seems so elusive. So pay attention when you're eating and try to chew your food well. And number 5 was eat mindfully. Enjoy your food. Try to prepare foods that you love. Try to prepare foods that smell good to you, that look good to you, and that make you feel good and satisfied when you're consuming it. Just try to enjoy the process. Share it with friends, sit in with your family, have lunch with friends, and things like that. I hope this information was helpful. As usual, feel free to leave any comments with any topics that interest you, or if you have anything to say about this particular topic. And I appreciate you showing up today and watching this video. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.